Today's flashback, a 1970 GTO Judge.
Order in the court, muscle car fans. All rise for the Honorable GTO Judge. The verdict's in, and this goat's guilty of outrageous styling and disturbing the peace. This numbers matching 1970 Judge really knows how to lay down the law with its 400 cubic inch Ram Air 3 V8. This engine could produce 366 horsepower. That's 16 over the standard GTO. It features D-port heads, hydraulic camshaft, free-flowing exhaust manifolds, and a Rochester quadrajet 4-barrel carb. The Ram Air intake can be opened with a knob under the dash to suck in more air and boost power. Keeping track of all that power was easy with the hood-mounted tap. Bill Stovall isn't afraid to drop the hammer, or should I say gavel, on this Judge.
It takes a few years off my life. Look at that younger. That's how it makes you feel.
Judges also came with a heavy-duty suspension, which included coil springs front and rear, a thicker front anti-roll bar, 4-link in the rear, and stiffer shocks. The Judge made its debut in 1969, a much different car than originally planned. The engineers at Pontiac had been working on a budget version of the GTO to compete with Plymouth's Roadrunner. It was called the ET, short for elapsed time, and had a 350 engine. But that project got nixed when Pontiac's division head, John DeLorean, refused to have anything smaller than a 400 in the GTO. What they ended up with was a pricier version of the GTO with a lot more flash and a little extra power. DeLorean named it the Judge, based on a skit from the hit show Laugh-In. In 1970, the Judge got a bit of a facelift. The long tricolor stripe down the side was now 2 eyebrows over each wheel. The Judge logo was moved to behind the front tire and onto the rear deck lid. Black caps on the wheel hubs were changed to red by March of 1970. Up front, the concealed headlight option was axed, and the grille got a blacked-out treatment. In the rear, the huge airfoil no longer curved down at both ends, but was flat all the way across, and the exhaust was altered to 2 dual tailpipes. Now, the car didn't look this good when Bill found it almost 20 years ago.
The front fenders were basically junk.
It underwent a total rotisserie restoration, and the result was a car that won a gold award in the concourse class at the 2006 GTO Nationals in Louisville, Kentucky.
People are used to all Judges being orange, but that's not true. And then when you tell somebody you got a blue Judge, when it has pink and orange stripes, and they really think you've gone overboard.
Only 3,797 Judges were built in 1970, about 3,000 less than the previous year. Thanks to rising insurance costs, interest in muscle cars was beginning to wane, and the last Judge was produced in January of 1971. Only about 11,000 total were produced in that 3-year span, and that makes these cars highly sought after today. And it's easy to see why. Ladies and gentlemen, court's adjourned.